I'm Joanna Small, the Public Information Officer for the Commerce City Police Department. It's Monday, October 6th, and these are your weekend high or low lights, depending on how you look at them. This is essentially our video blotter where we give you a rundown of the most significant calls your CCPD patrol officers responded to over the weekend. But we always like to start these off with a few fast facts. We answered 320 calls for service, and our traffic team made 30 traffic stops just on Saturday and Sunday. Now here are those highlights in chronological order. Thursday, officers caught a man tampering with wiring in an electrical box at East 72nd Avenue and Highway 2. This is just another example of the copper wire theft increase we've been telling you about. There was a short foot pursuit that ended in the suspect's arrest for second-degree criminal tampering, obstruction, and resisting arrest. Overnight Thursday, officers responded to reports of two vehicles with multiple windows smashed out in the 6200 block of Holly Street. While officers were investigating that, there was a medical call for a male bleeding from what he claimed was the result of shattering glass bottles. Officers were able to put two and two together, and thanks to video evidence from the original scene, they determined the bloody man was the suspect in that crime. He is now facing a felony criminal mischief charge. Also overnight Thursday, that same shift of officers responded to two burglaries committed by the same suspect. The first occurred at the Dollar General on Highway 2, where surveillance footage shows the suspect using a rock to break the front glass door and gain entry to the store. The second burglary was at the Family Dollar on East 64th, where video evidence shows the same suspect doing the exact same thing. Fortunately, he was unsuccessful at stealing money from both businesses. He left behind clothing at both scenes, and that was booked into evidence. The investigation into his identity is ongoing. Again, overnight Thursday, officers were called to a single vehicle crash at 7400 Quebec Parkway that turned out to be a DUI. The driver struck a guardrail and was fortunately uninjured, but unfortunately for him, he was drunk. A breath test revealed his blood alcohol content was more than twice the legal limit to operate a motor vehicle. His vehicle was impounded, and he's facing a slew of charges to include DUI, underage drinking and driving, reckless driving, driving without insurance, and DUI with excessive alcohol content on breath. On Friday, officers responded to an assault in the 7000 block of Highway 2. It originally came in as a check well-being because the suspect was threatening to shoot people. He was immediately contacted and detained. Officers learned that he had strangled his mother inside the residence and also broken a lot of property there. He trespassed a truck, stuck a bandana in the gas tank, and threatened to blow it up. He is facing more than half a dozen charges to include second-degree assault, strangulation, first-degree criminal trespass, second-degree criminal tampering, menacing, and criminal mischief. He was arrested but transported to the hospital. Overnight Friday, officers were called to a road rage incident in which the victim said the suspect was trying to hit him with a brick, then fled in a van that was last seen traveling westbound on East 96th Avenue. Officers were able to locate the vehicle and followed it at a distance until they could conduct what's called a high-risk traffic stop, which means having the suspect exit the vehicle. He was taken into custody and found to be in possession of cocaine, as well as under the influence of alcohol. He is now facing charges for aggravated felony menacing, criminal mischief, driving after a revocation, driving under the influence, careless driving, and unlawful possession of a controlled substance. On Saturday, officers were called to a shoplift in the 4900 block of East 64th Avenue. While searching the area, officers came into contact with the suspect, and he refused commands to surrender. A scuffle ensued, and an officer sustained some minor injuries in the process. The suspect is facing second-degree assault on a police officer, theft, second-degree burglary, obstruction, and resisting arrest charges. Fortunately, there were no significant incidents to tell you about from Sunday, just two third-degree assaults, one in which the suspect punched the victim in the face, and another in which the victim was pepper sprayed by an unknown suspect. So that's all for now. We'll see you next time. Have a safer week, Commerce City, and remember, if you need us, we're always just minutes away.